I do want to get into this TikTok video. Okay. So people have been sending this to me and I got a chance to check it out. And we're going to listen to what young lady has to say. So basically, there's a makeup artist, right? That was hired to do a wedding. Okay. She was hired to do a wedding and she was up from what she showed us. I believe the wedding, I'm going to just throw it out there and say that it may have been, I think, September 7th or something. Okay. But she found out that her boyfriend was cheating on her on September 5th. So she had a lot going on with her emotionally, but she still showed up to do her job. Okay. She was up as early and I'm kind of, giving y'all the summary a bit because she had multiple videos, but we don't have time to get into all of them. I want to just get into one of them. So she gets up at 6 a.m. In the morning, heads over to be with the lady. She has a lot of faces that she has to do. I don't know how many bridesmaids. It was a lot of them, but she has a lot of faces that she had to do. And she pretty much recorded everything, got a lot of content, and she definitely hung around. Okay. So now I want to get on the screen here where she shows a little bit of what she captured. Okay. So she went to the reception. And when you hire a makeup artist or whatnot, they typically gonna stay, until like the reception or so. At some point in the reception, they're gonna leave. But let's get into this. Okay. She says, come with me to get kicked out of a wedding I was booked to do hair and makeup for.
Boring. What keeps happening? Choosing to love each other in the silence every day.
Now she has notes and she says, when I came back into the venue, I went to get more food because it wasn't much food at the cocktail hour and it was 7:30 p.m. So she's been with them since like 7 that morning. Okay. She goes on. She says, I haven't seen the couple since around 7 p.m. after I got my brush bag. All right. She says it's now about 7:50 p.m. And Melissa, the photographer, told me she was going into the reception area to get some footage of how it looked inside. Okay. So she's getting all these pictures and everything.
That's a pretty wedding.
So let me pause right here to say this. Okay, real quick. She got a lot of content. Okay. Keep in mind, she got there in the morning. She filmed individual people, got a lot of footage from them. She got footage from the bride. She recorded the bride revealing her look to the bridesmaids and stuff. Like every part of her being there, she recorded it. She says she put out a contract to her clients to let them know, when you sign this contract, you're agreeing that I can record, that you can be content, that I can record and you'll be
A
a
lot
part of
of
the
them do that
content.
now.
And now the husband isn't really, that's not his thing. He don't really like TikToks and stuff, but he decided that that's fine. He'll go ahead and go forward with it. Okay. So let's get back to the video real quick. So she says, I finally see the bride and I see the bride and groom. I haven't finished the fiance anthem, quote unquote, TikTok we've been doing all day. So she hasn't finished that little TikTok they've been doing. She says, I asked the bride if we could film another portion of the video, y'all. And the groom told her no very aggressively. He tells her, we're not doing any more TikToks. You're getting on my fucking nerves. That is what the groom said to her. Okay. Now it's a black woman. She ended up marrying a white man. Okay. Let's keep going. So she said she was confused because she didn't do nothing to this man. And, she barely said anything to him. She's been working with more closely with the bride. And the bride told her, girl, you're not getting on my nerves. He just cranky, so don't even mind him anyway. Okay. She said she burst into tears. She realized that she was holding everything in. Okay. So this is where she goes on to share her story. But she really was bothered by, of course, what he said. But keep in mind, she dealing with the fact that her boyfriend had just cheated on her. Okay. So here we go.
That I got to get from the wedding, but I'll continue to tell you guys the story. I hadn't realized that I've been ignoring my pain the entire day. So I really hadn't realized what I was going through. And I've been having such a good time with these people, and I felt so much love that I couldn't even believe that this groom was talking to me that way, especially when I hadn't done anything to him. I hadn't done anything to anybody that day. The only thing I did was show up, do my best, and be my best. I just wanted to make sure that this bridal party really enjoyed. I just wanted to do everything that I could to make sure that the day was perfect for them. But obviously, I was doing something to get on somebody's nerves. As I am bursting out in tears, the bride is consoling me, and she's like, "No, like I don't want you to leave. Like I'm so sorry." I'm really in tears because I just can't believe that all this stuff is happening to me this weekend. Most of other personal problems that I got going on in my life. I'm in this crazy space. I was just so emotional. I couldn't do nothing but break down. I just felt so weak. I felt so made a fool out of. I felt so vulnerable, like I was being kicked while I was already down. And I just felt like I had given this bridal party everything that I had. I didn't have much to give, but I gave it. I gave it all I got. I gave it all my energy. Y'all can see I literally went above and beyond. I was on my feet for over 12 hours. I was giving it everything I had. I just want everything to be special for them. I knew I wasn't in the best space, but I'm like, these people are literally having one of the biggest days of their life. Like, I just want to make sure that this shit goes well. And I just want it to just be good vibes and good energy. So I decide I'm going to leave. I told the bride, I said, I'm just going to go ahead and leave. I don't want to be ruining anybody's day. My heart broke in that moment. I've never had that happen to me. I thought about it and I was like, you know what, my bride, I went out to my car. I think I went to the store to just get something. And I was like, you know what, my bride doesn't want me to leave. I was like, I might as well just stay. So I went back and I drove into the botanical garden. I parked right back in the same spot that I was parked at. Before I walked in there, I was like, you know what, go back, get what you need. You are stronger than that. Don't let nobody break you down. So I went back in there and I went back in there with my head held. When I got back in there, I went straight into the cocktail hour. I had my head held high. I'm not gonna let nobody break me down. I'm good. Like maybe he just had a moment. Maybe he just needed to cool off. I did nothing to him. I sit down and I see the bride and we're talking and she's like, you're good, like you're fine. Her mom telling me, stay, like we really love you being here. We love your energy. The mommy and her, we still just vibing. They still just like a vibe. I mean, I dusted off. I was like, you know what, let me let that go. Then I go back out of the cocktail hour and I go and sit down with a couple groomsmen. So I'm sitting with the groomsmen. I'm chilling. They like, yo, you look tired. I'm like, yo, I've been on my feet since like 7 o'clock this morning. I left out at like 6 o'clock in the morning to just get here. So I've been on my
Is
feet
it
all
as loud
day.
as it
Like I
can
ain't
be?
really, I ain't really had no rest. I
Yeah.
had a bagel and then I just ate some food in
Yeah.
this cocktail hour. After that, one of the assistant planners came up to me and she goes, "Can I talk to you to the side?" And I'm like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't even feel like getting up here. I'm just ready to get the last couple shots of these videos and this content that I need for this wedding, and I'm ready to go. So I told her, I was like, if you got something to say, you could just say it right here. Like, it's fine. Like, it's not even that deep at this point. So she goes, oh, like, the couple does not want you here anymore. So you're going to have to leave. I'm sitting there and I'm just like, I'm trying to process what's happening. The couple wants me to leave. Like, what did I do? Like, I'm just so confused. On top of that, this is just like super embarrassing. Whether I would have went to the side with her or not, this is something that I know was being talked about. So it's already just embarrassing that it didn't matter. This is my reputation. This is my company. I'm self-made. I built this on my own. And this is just like crazy. And I didn't do anything to anybody. I'm so confused. So I end up getting up and I start walking by. And again, I'm about to burst out in tears because I'm just like, nah, like there's no way that all of this stuff is happening. There's just no way. So I pulled the bride and I was like, oh, can you come here? And she was like, oh, you about to leave? I see you or whatever. So I was like, nah, like come here. So I understand that you and your husband want me to leave. I was like, I didn't do anything to anybody. I don't even know what's happening. Like I'm so confused. Now I'm standing there about to start crying again because I'm just really confused. So I was like, you know what? Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your wedding day or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna go ahead and go. Mind you, I see security literally watching me. So y'all were about to get a security guard to remove me from out the wedding as if I need to be forced out, like as if I'm begging to be here. Like for real? When I tell y'all it was so embarrassing and so crazy because I literally did nothing to nobody at this wedding. I do appreciate to the bride for being apologetic about what happened. That was crazy and it was unacceptable. It was disrespectful. I maybe think I was the only black vendor. I don't know. I'm the only black vendor that I saw, and I was treated that way. That was fucked up. That was mad fucked up what y'all did to me. I only gave y'all good energy that day, and I was so fucked up.
I don't know that God is trying to tell me to get out of this industry. I was kicked out of a wedding.
Okay.
The way
So
she gets
I'll let you guys comment on it. I really wanted to show you guys what the bride and groom what they look like. Did y'all see the groom and what they look like?
Yeah, the white
As
man
they,
and the black
yeah. Okay. So y'all can go ahead and get your thoughts. Okay. Do y'all feel like she overstepped her boundaries? Or do you feel like the groom was disrespectful and he didn't have to talk to her like that?
you muted Boundy.
Oh, my bad. I'm confused because even though, like, yes, watching her whine about it on the internet is, like, oh girl, all right, but I
Mhm.
also see a lot of comments of y'all acting like that was cool when that's not how you handle people. I don't care if she was aggravating him. Go tell the person that is your wedding planner to handle it. Go and tell, like, he looked like an asshole. Go and tell somebody, hey, tell her she's doing too much and she need to pull back a little bit. A conversation could have been had to where you didn't have to talk to that lady in such an abrasive way. And then also, what is the shit with the bride and the mom telling her to stay? But he going to people telling her to leave. It's very much given weird ass couple. And I think it's so funny that everybody is like, saying that she was wrong. And I feel like he still didn't have to handle her like that. He could have just said something about, hey, you're doing too much. It wasn't that. It was like, get the fuck away from, like, that's too much for a man to be talking to any woman like that. And I'm gonna just tell y'all, it's giving like groom and bridezilla type vibes, where you feel like because you're the groom and you're the bride, this is y'all wedding, that y'all can just talk to people and handle them any old kind of way. I'm not saying the girl is not, giving whiny vibes. She is, but I think it's very weird that y'all feel like his initial response was okay instead of handling it professionally and having somebody, because I wouldn't even be talking to nobody. I would have went to my wedding planner and been like, hey, she doing too much. Can you get her out of here?
Yeah,
Like, I'm
escort her.
not.
You would
Yeah.
have pulled a melody
Yeah.
Yeah.
melody on Tisha. Escort her out,
Yeah.
please.
Escort her. Go ahead and send her out.
Can y'all get her, like, tell her, hey, that's enough. She good. It didn't even have to be all of that. To me, that's just my opinion. I don't see how she was completely wrong. As Jamie said, this is in her contract that she can tape. There probably isn't like a specification on what's considered too much. Some people
Exactly.
actually like for you to take all of that extra video of their wedding because it's video that they probably didn't ask their photographer to get, and they would have had to pay extra for somebody to get that footage. And a lot of times when those girls get all of that footage, they send it to the bride. Like, hey, here's all the stuff that I got. So now you have extra stuff that you didn't even really pay for. So I just kind of feel like it depends on the type of client you have, but sometimes that type of extra footage is appreciated. So it's not like she would know if somebody didn't say something that she was bothering anybody. That's why I don't know why everybody is just okay with the way she was handled, because it doesn't seem like anybody said anything to her in a respectable way in order to let her know she was doing something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's just me.
That was
But
my point of view. But I saw my sister showed me a couple of videos over the weekend, and it did seem like she was doing the most. This take me back to my wedding day, and I was irked like hell when I had what should I call them? Contract people standing around doing nothing, because you get to a point after the ceremony where it's like, okay, I want to actually enjoy my wedding. So I think they should have had more agreement on how much is too much content, like you said, and when does the content stop. One of the things that stuck out to me when she was talking, the lady doing the makeup artist, was that she was in conversation with the bridesmaids, which she did their makeup, but also in conversation with the groomsmen. And it sounded like she was in a lot of conversation with the bride. And it's just like, why are you so much in the mix? Like, when the photographer was taking pictures, she also was taking pictures too, which is another thing. A lot of people do the no phones whenever you already paying somebody to do photography.
Mhm.
So I could see how that's annoying. However, on the flip side of that, I wonder if they hired her because they knew that she was also a content creator. Because
Well,
some people, what you
she
said,
had
what?
said that the girl said she was gonna hire her own content creator.
Oh, well, shit.
Mm.
Yeah.
But again, it's in the contract that she was going to do that. So if you weren't okay with that, I see a lot of y'all in the comments talking about, oh, it was no phone. Okay, so then why was it allowed from the very beginning? Why sign a
She should have
contract
sent the
that says you're
coordinator.
gonna? Hmm?
And she should have sent the coordinator and told the girl to stop. Like, on the
Period.
day of the wedding, I understand the groom being annoyed, and I'm with you. He probably shouldn't have said that to her, but I also think it was funny because I'm like, well, shit. But on the day of the wedding, the bride and groom need to be in the mindset of, it's above me. You hire people to get things done for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the
Yes.
coordinator should have been the one to communicate that. And
Exactly.
if she was
Exactly.
causing more worrisome than what she was employed to do, they should have sent her on her way immediately.
Now, I
Hello.
do
Hello.
question when it comes to that contract. Sometimes like when you sign them contracts and you're thinking that it's just going to be about content, or you know that content is involved, you may think that it's just involving when you're getting your makeup done and maybe a shot here, a shot there, not to film the entire goddamn wedding when high key you really is a stranger. Okay,
Yeah.
you really are, like, you're not necessarily
Yeah.
an actual guest at this wedding. I do feel like she was doing a bit too much, I do. I don't think he should have snapped at her like that, because just because your ass don't like TikToks and all, because she said that out the game, my husband don't really like TikToks or whatever, like, that's on you, and you see that. And see, that's the other thing. Did she go over and she talked directly to the wife and ask her only to do the TikTok, or was she asking them to do the TikTok
She
together?
probably only talked to the wife, and the wife didn't care, but the husband
The
did.
husband's like,
And this
no, we're
is
not doing any more.
But
And
I
let me
also
tell you
wonder.
about the husband. I understand his frustration, because if you've been up and y'all had weddings, so y'all would know, if you've been
yeah.
up early that damn day, you got all this anxiety, you want everything to go right, whatever the case is, you get down to your reception, like Nisi said, something you just want to enjoy it. I don't feel like doing no motherfucking TikTok. Do not
Mhm.
come over here. So it's like, one, I do agree he should not have responded in that way. There definitely was a better way to talk to her. Like, I think that was very rude. But at the same time, how often did you go over there trying to get damn footage, and how many TikToks was you doing? Because keep in mind, in the beginning, she didn't just film the bride, she filmed the bridesmaids, the mama, all these folks. So ain't no telling what other parties or other guests she was over there bothering. And he just observed how she was moving. And when she came to him, it was like, you getting on my nerves, like you doing too much. So I also feel like her story is, I feel like she could be potentially leaving things out. What that is,
Oh,
I
for
don't know,
sure.
but she's
Mhm.
definitely telling it from her perspective. And I would love to hear from the wife and the husband perspective of how, they received it. But I did kind of feel like it was a little too much. Like,
It seemed like it was too
just be
much,
there
but
for my makeup.
I
Mhm.
wanna know, how long did this go on before y'all
All
had her
day.
escorted out?
All day. And
Yeah, it
So
nobody
sounded
then
like a
checked
long
her.
time.
So and I
so
understand that part too. Because if she's moving like that all day and ain't nobody saying that, she is gonna think that is cool. Like, okay, ain't nobody saying
and
that,
I'm
so I must be okay to do this.
and let me just say this. Imma actually put myself in their position. I have been aggravated like, "Hey, get this shit together, okay?
Yeah.
Get this together."
Mhm.
I actually have, but I don't ever want for my husband to be, "Hey, get the fuck away from me," to
To a
no.
woman.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't that's
Mhm.
not to me, that's
Right.
like, "Wait a minute
Mhm.
now. What kind of
Yeah.
aggression is this? You a
Yeah,
whole
that
ass
was
man."
rude.
Yeah.
I
You
can't
Mhm.
right.
imagine Lyric talking to some random woman like that. It's not ever that fucking serious. You go
One
tell somebody
thousand
else,
percent.
like, "Hey,
Mhm.
she working on my nerves. Get her out of here before I have to handle her." But like, you don't, and I see a lot of y'all saying he did, but at the end of the day, why didn't he have her escorted out before he handled her like that? If this is the case. If this is the case. But again, I feel like, people low-key be okay with women being abused in situations as long as they can, justify it. As long as y'all can justify it, the mistreatment is okay. When at the end of the day, she could have been doing too much, but he still could have handled it better.
He definitely could have. I will agree to
Yikes.
that. Definitely could have handled that much better. Just like, hey,
Child, I'd have
yeah.
flipped out before I let my husband do it. Like, that's another thing. I'm looking at the bride like, bitch, what kind of sociopath are you? Because you see
Mhm.
your husband getting mad and agitated, and you tell her to stay. Like that. That's another thing I wouldn't have
And you
never
know
Yeah,
what?
did.
hiding.
When I listen to a few of her parts, she kind of strikes me as a person that often does too much because that's her personality, and
Yeah.
likely get her feelings hurt all the time because she goes above and beyond. She was talking about how she likes to get to know who the different vendors are and get footage of that, and she likes to tag them on her page and this and that, and kind of like slick promote people because she know how the industry is. And it's like, nobody told you to do that. Nobody told you to assign yourself to that type of role. And she just I know somebody like that. She just strikes me as that type of person that will go above and beyond. And when people be like, "Hey, chill out," they get their feelings hurt.
And she
Hmm.
said maybe this is
She
God's
that's her
sign that I should
personality.
stop doing weddings. It's like, damn, this is reoccurring.
Well, they say she be doing too much. Apparently, she like maybe she like Amanda Seals and is like
Oh, on
a
the
bit on the
spectrum.
spectrum, and it hasn't been,
Mm,
it hasn't been looked into.
I
Maybe,
have a friend
okay.
like that. I have a friend like that.
mm.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
mean, I think we all know people like that. And I still don't feel like it was okay to, like, as a man, for him to, like, get the fuck, you know what I mean? Like
You're getting on
I'm
my
sorry,
fucking
y'all.
nerves.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't care what y'all are talking about. That's a
Oh,
man.
you know
And
what else?
I'm looking at the wife,
I am gonna say this. Here's my other question.
like
Did
wife
he
handle it.
really? That's why I say I want to hear what the wife and them has to say, because did he really
Right.
say to her, "You're getting on my fucking nerves," or did he
Oh,
say,
did he
"No, we're
say to
not
his
doing any
wife,
more
"You getting
TikToks"?
on my
And
fucking
he could have
nerves"?
turned, yeah, or he could have,
Oh,
or
that
he
Yeah,
she's
could
getting on
have
my
told her.
okay.
fucking
He
nerves.
could have just
I
said,
feel
"You getting on
you.
my fucking nerves." You know,
That
he
could have
probably
She
didn't
happened.
even say that to
lying.
her.
Because she
Yo,
was
Right.
she
already
lying.
teeing herself up to be a real good victim. So ain't no
Victim.
telling. She
Oh,
could be
yeah.
lying.
She
Yeah.
said the
I
same
just
shit too
do all
many
I
times to
can.
me.
I
And
put
they
my
Mr.
just
heart into
DeAndre,
this.
wasn't
to
in the
anything.
contract that she was a content creator, and wasn't the bride okay with it? Wasn't Are you saying wasn't it in the
But
contract that she was a
That
content creator, and wasn't
yeah.
the bride okay
and
with it? I feel like she was doing her job. Thank you for the super chat.
that's why I feel like it seemed like she may have been unaware of how she was annoying him at the beginning. But I also feel like, and then people saying, "Oh, she came back," and I'm still looking at the other people. Where's security? Well, how would
Mm.
she get back? Like,
Security.
yeah, okay. Y'all feel like the lady's crazy, but I also feel like she keeps saying a wife was telling her don't leave. And I kind of believe that on some level, because it's like, why wouldn't you leave if this man then told you, then talked to you like this? Why wouldn't you leave? I'd have left. I wouldn't have
She
stayed no matter
did,
what the
and
wife
that's what
said.
And
I was
then
just gonna
came
say, that
back.
she came back. That's where she went
Yeah.
wrong. She came back, like,
And
for
said, "I'm
what
not gonna let
though?
nobody." What she said? "I'm gonna come back with
What she
my
was
head held
saying,
high." The
Your
groom
but
job
she
was
kicked you out of
done.
the wedding that he paid for, and you talking about I'm
yeah.
gonna come back with
But
my
did the
head
kick
held
out
high.
happen at that point? Because it sounded like the kick out actually happened after that.
It
Like
did
he
when she
went off
came
on
back.
her and she went out to collect herself. The mama and the wife was like, "Don't leave." So she came back inside. That's what it seemed like she was
Yeah, they
saying to
told her
me.
don't. Yeah, that's what she said. She said they told her not to go. She's fine, but she left anyway. Went to the store or whatever. Thought about it. Came back. And when she
Tripping.
Oh, but
came back, I don't believe that the bride. I can really see the bride not telling the groom that she got to go, but the groom speaking on behalf of both of them. Finally, talking to the coordinator, saying, "Go ahead and escort her out." But here's the other thing too: we don't know how, because remember, she says, I told her it was fine. She could talk to me because I knew that this was already a thing. I knew this was already a conversation. So my question is, who was making it a conversation? Could it have potentially been you talking about it to different people the way you came to the internet to talk to us about it at these people's wedding? And if so, I feel like they had every right to tell you to get the fuck out, because now you're trying to disturb
yeah.
their guests when you
Mhm.
technically are a stranger. So
Mhm.
I
To
don't know.
me, when
It's
y'all
so
say
many
she was talking to
layers.
other people, I'm kind of wondering, like, bitches, you trying to fuck groomsmen and shit? What is going on,
Okay,
unprofessional
because you went and
asshole?
sat with the groomsmen.
Like, why? And the
Okay.
groomsman talking about you look tired. I've been on my feet all day. Why are you not in the wedding party? Get the
And why
fuck.
are you there
I'm
that
screaming.
long? Like, why are you there that long, bitch? You know why? She was trying to get a man. That's what it was. She was trying to get a man. Her boyfriend had just cheated on her, and she ain't have nobody. Listen, she was like, "I'm gonna get a little drink." And they ain't had a lot of food here. I've been sipping. I'm gonna get some video. I'm gonna try to get some dick. And at the end of the night, I'm gonna take it on back to the house. Girl, she was trying to get some dick at these people wedding. Yeah, nah. All right, get her out of here. Get
I'm
He was like, this
hollering.
one
Y'all
look like
is
he got
funny.
her
money.
out of here.
The
Thank you,
wedding looked like
Brittany,
it
for the
cost a
super
pretty
chat.
penny.
It did. There's a user by the name of Alexandra Bunox. I hope I said that right. Who has kept up the bridesmaids and other vendors came out to say their side. Oh yes, girl, I'm gonna get into that then later tonight. Thank
Okay.
you so much for the other super chat, but don't agree with him talking to her like that. Thank you so much for the super chat, Brittany.
That's the only thing, y'all. That's the
Yeah,
only thing. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, especially some big white man. I don't want no big white man cursing at me, man. Just
true.
tell me to move or something.
Nah,
Like,
for
just tell
real.
me I'm doing too much. Don't come
Oh
cursing at
my
me and
fucking
scaring me and shit.
nerves.
I just wonder if
What
he
What
I'm
are you
said it
at?
to her
doing?
directly. That's the only thing. I disagree if he said it to her, but if he mumbled that shit under his breath and you heard him, I don't think that's his fault, because he was slick talking to his damn self. But
She's fucking
Listen,
annoying. Yeah, I can see it more
you
like
know my
that.
fucking nerves, man.
we're not
Like,
taking no more
whoa,
pictures.
Fucking
Yes,
annoying,
she's getting on my
dude.
fucking nerves. God.
whoa. I just also
I'm
feel like
hollering.
people like to treat the help any old kind of way sometimes too.
Hmm.
That's another thing I felt like in this situation. And that's why I just kind of was like a little more so like, he probably talked to her in a way that was unnecessary for this situation. But also it's obvious that she was doing too fucking much. Poor thing.
And that's
But
possible because he didn't work with her directly, right?
right,
Whereas the
right.
wife has been working with her. So she's like
I
more
blame the wife.
gentle and just kind of like, oh, no, it's fine. But the
I
husband
blame
don't
the wife.
got no connection. So he be like, girl, get the fuck out of my.
This is the wife's fault because she the one that kept telling her to come back inside.
That's
You
what I
should
was
have told that
thinking.
lady to leave. You should have been the one to
Yes, and
communicate
you
that
know
she
your
was
man.
doing too much. I don't even understand, y'all. If my husband was upset or bothered on our wedding day, that would have been like, now you gotta go. Like,
Yeah,
you gotta
exactly. Which is
go.
kind of why I understood where the
Go ahead
husband
and
was
clock
coming
out for
from, but
me.
not cussing her out. Cause there's always somebody that's scared to tell the waitress or the waiter that they got their order wrong, and then the other person to be like, Excuse me, send this back." And that's what the white
Period.
man was. He was, "Excuse me,
Yes,
she don't want to say it, but you gotta go."
yes.
Oh,
I'm listening.
damn. I
Hold
ain't
on.
think
Why
about
somebody
that.
said she was in the aisle while she was walking down the
She
aisle?
was. She
That's
slick
crazy.
was
Oh,
when
I
she got
saw that.
the video. Like
Yeah.
she was just in the way.
That
I'm
is
so
crazy.
sorry.
They should have asked her to leave then. They should have asked her to leave after the damn, like, girl, you could put your own powder on. Hey, thank you for your services. I appreciate you, but I don't need you. Can you go? She could have said that shit early on. You let that lady stay there for 10 hours and then y'all want to get somebody
Well,
escorted out? Girl, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all in this nice ass wedding. Bitch.
I flip all this shit open.
Just knocking shit down on the way out. Fuck y'all.
Oh my
that's
God.
what she
That
wanted
is
to do.
oh shit.
Oh my
It's so
God.
embarrassing for her. I'm so sorry that happened to you, ma'am. But maybe just scale back a little piece at the next wedding that you do.
You got to be aware of
I
yourself, man.
guess.
It's called self-awareness. A lot of y'all don't have no self-awareness. You need to read your room, bitch. Read your room.
And maybe you should talk to the groom as well and not just the bride so he can understand your role too. So sometimes you might have to incorporate him in that to
For
avoid these
sure.
type of situations. But good luck. Okay.